Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Girls Frontline 2 video. Alright, today's video we're going to talk about Daiyan. I'm going to give you guys a proper guide on how to build her, how to make the most efficient team out of her, and basically every single thing, right? The keys, attachments, and also weapons. First things first, should you pull for Daiyan? Alright, so that's going to be the very important question right now. I'm sure you guys are aware she has a very cool little costume right here. Look at that cake exposure from the mirror. Very cool. But right now she's going to have an exclusive banner that will last for 20 days or 19 days at this point, right? But she is going to be one of the more unique physical attacker in the game right now. And physical element is not extremely strong, and that's going to be her only drawback pretty much. But she still is able to deliver a ton of damage. She's still probably one of the better characters right now if you're looking for a damage dealer. Alright, so if we are looking at the list of characters, the cast of characters that we have right now, some of you guys probably already have Chongju, some of you guys already have Macchiato. Alright, Macchiato is pretty strong. I think she's probably the strongest out of all the DPS that we have right now. And then we also have 4-star characters like Shakri, she can be good, Nemesis is pretty decent. Daiyan is more comparable to Chongju or Tololo, right? If your account is lacking in some of the stronger DPS, right now in global I think Chongju, Tololo and Macchiato are the 3 strongest ones. And if you start the game a little bit late, maybe you'll miss out on some of these characters. Daiyan is going to help your account for sure. Alright, she is going to be one of the stronger DPS characters. However, in the CN meta later on, maybe she falls off a tier or 2, alright, but she is still going to be very solid character. She's not going to be a super highly anticipated meta like Luke, but she's not bad. Alright, she's definitely a solid A tier character because of what she can do. Alright, let's talk a little bit more about her capabilities, give you guys a better idea. 50-50. 50! 50! It's not it, this is not. Oh shit. Destroyed, guys. Peritia is the one. Alright, Peritia is the one. Oh. Wow. Wow. Ambient. Wow. Damn. I see. She smells good. 9 more pulls here will be carried over as PT counter. So Daiyan is a character that excels in high movement. So that is going to be where she is going to be good at. So you can see in this particular passive skill, she has this ability to gain 1 confectance index. If you guys don't know what that is, that's going to be the skill points. Alright, so confectance index are skill points that you use. Every skill, some skills needs confectance index. For example, this second skill needs 4 cost of confectance index. So her passive skill gives her 1 of this confectance index and 1 stack of tuning. So tuning is going to increase her crit rate and crit damage. And this is going to be 3%, goes up to maximum of 10 stacks. That will be 30% of crit rate and critical damage extra if you are able to maximize this. So every time she does certain things, she's going to get more and more tuning. So the longer the battle goes, the stronger she becomes. Now this is where it gets really interesting. When performing an active attack against a target not protected by cover, gains 1 point of confectance index. Ideally, you want to take advantage of Daiyan's high movement speed to be able to move around, to be able to make use of this. Okay, so let's show you guys a battle right here against this boss in one of the campaign stages, or one of the event stages rather, right? So you can see this is how far my Swami can move, how far my Shakri can move. I don't really have high movement speed for both of them. Swami can move at most right here. Shakri can move at most right here. But Daiyan, holy mo, she can move all the way here. Look at that. So this is like an insane ability that she has. So you want to take advantage of this particular ability, her high movement combined with her ability to always, you want to pay attention to the cover, alright? You want to pay attention to the enemy so that you are hitting them when they are not in cover. So you want to go to the enemy in front of them like this, you want to shoot them directly in their face. Now due to Daiyan's more risky playstyle, I do highly recommend you use her with Swami, because Swami is going to be one of the better characters. She gives shield, alright, to Daiyan, and you know, she can also heal without being close to her. So I feel like that is going to give Daiyan the ability to basically position herself, right? You want Daiyan to basically take advantage of her fast speed, and look at this. We're going to counter the enemy. Boom. Okay, that is also one of Daiyan's better suits of capabilities. She has the ability to earn this thing called the Interception. Alright, if you guys are not aware. So her passive skill also allows her to, if the number of tuning stacks is greater than 2, alright, again, this is very easily doable. You just need to use the second skill. The second skill gives 3 stacks of tuning. Alright, so you can easily get more than enough tuning most of the time. And remember, tuning also gives you crit rate and crit damage. So she is going to be able to get this thing very easily. She earns Interception, which is an ability to basically just counter the enemy, right? Similar to Macchiato's skill. Now this is going to deal physical damage equal to 150% of attack and 4 points of stability damage. And this also gives her 1 stack of tuning. So you want to play her this way to always go to near the enemies, and hopefully, you might not want to like kill them off. You want them to counter you. So you perform Interception, you gain even more tuning. This can only trigger once per turn. So you gotta like play very carefully when you use her, right? Now if the number of tuning is greater than 3 stacks, her damage dealt is increased by 20%. Alright, again, very good passive right here. So this passive alone is going to give her the ability to do a lot of crazy things, alright? Now her high movement definitely opens up a lot of flexibility in you trying to move around the map. You can go all the way to the front. If your health is really low, you can just run away, right? You can see right now I can just, I want to run away, so I just come here, Like this amount of movement speed that I have is just insane. Alright, I love this kind of playstyle. Now you have to also be careful because sometimes there are some debuff that can prevent you from moving around. I think it's freeze or shock or something, right? You gotta be careful with those. That's why I recommend Suomi in the same team with her, because Suomi is going to give you that shield. You can definitely open up more possibilities of you to move her around. Now her rotation is going to be very simple. Every time you want to try to use the skill 2 when you have this ability, alright, this is going to give you 3 stacks of tuning, as well as earning the perfect pitch for 1 turn. Alright, perfect pitch, basically you are going to do stability damage based on the number of tuning you have. So she gets stronger as the battle goes on, because the more tuning you have, the more you are able to do that. She can remove a lot of stability from the boss and stuff. And of course, 1 extra command. Now the skill 1 is going to be simple and straightforward, alright? This is actually going to be one of extra special skill as well. This skill allows you to cleanse 1 buff. Now some bosses, the buff cannot be cleansed. For example, if you fight, I think Olyefet, his buff cannot be cleansed. But there are some boss, for example, the Deichgraf, the weekly boss, that one, the boss, some of the defense buff that the boss can have, those can be cleansed easily. So she can be strong in some situations for sure, if you are able to take advantage of the cleansing the buff, right? But if not, her skill, ultimate skill, right here, does not consume any Confectance Index or skill points. This one, I love this a lot. Alright, deals physical damage for every stack of tuning. It's going to reduce this skill's cooldown by 1 turn. Now you can check the tuning by just clicking on your icon right here, alright? You can look at this number here, and you can see this is like 5. Alright, right now I have 5 tuning. Very easy to see that, so I'm going to show you guys. We're going to come here, activate this, go up high in the sky. I'm going to use the skill to do this. So now I have 8 stacks of tuning right here, you can see, right? This one. So very easy, 8 stacks of tuning. So if I use my ultimate skill right here, again, 1 stack of tuning is gonna reduce this skill's cooldown by 1 turn. So right now I have 8 stacks of tuning. Literally I can just, by default this skill has 6 cooldowns, you can see right there. So I should be able to use this skill, and I'm going to basically get my skill again in the next turn, which I'll show you guys right here. Alright, gonna end a turn. Okay, the enemy is coming, and you can see right now I have the ultimate skill again. So she is actually really strong if you know how to use her. Of course, the AI might not be able to auto this for you, but if you manual her and you are able to control her in the battlefield, she definitely opens up a lot of possibilities, more than you can think. Alright, this high movement combined with what she can do overall is just insane. I can literally just move across the map like this, come here, use the skill 1 on this guy, just like that, and turn right here. And then I can counter the enemy for trying to hit me. Okay, the fireworks don't matter. So yeah, this is just insane. Alright, I love her ability to be able to do all of this stuff. Again, try to hit enemy from not behind the cover, alright? If you see enemies like this, go next to them and you hit them from there. Just like that. Again, right, like I mentioned, her rotation is simple and straightforward. Always use skill 2 first when you have, and then skill 1 or skill 3 depending on what you're trying to do. But yeah, very, very strong character overall. I do think that a lot of people underestimate her. I get it that she might be a little bit trickier to use if you use her on auto. I'm not sure if the AI is going to be able to use her efficiently on auto. Now, what about her best team though, right? So because right now, I'm sure you guys are trying to figure out in terms of team building. If you're trying to use her, who is going to be in the perfect team with her? And that's going to be the team that I showed earlier. So right now, I feel like Swarmy is going to be a very good pair with Daiyan overall. And then you have Chongju to help with the support. Alright, so Chongju has support attack and Daiyan has interception, so that can basically trigger amongst each other. And of course, we do have Shakri in the same team as well. So we have like burn team. Daiyan doesn't have special synergy right there, but she can basically help complement the others because of her high movement. So she fits in the perfect team with these other two characters for sure. But if you don't have Chongju or Shakri, alright, you can always put Daiyan with any other characters, alright? She fits in the Tololo team. You can probably put her in the Macchiato team as well. She is pretty flexible, alright? She doesn't need like a dedicated team to be built around her. But the only character that I feel like is going to help her boost her strength even more is Swarmy. Because any character that gives her shield is going to push her to a limit. She can play freely, move around the map without needing to worry about her dying, right? Because like, if she gets ganked by the enemy, at least you have that shield going for you. Now, let's talk about her best keys. Okay, this is going to be very, very important. Now, as you can see, building characters are quite expensive. I still haven't unlocked all of these. Need to slowly farm this every single day. And of course, these things are going to be very important as well. Now, as you can see, I've unlocked 2 already. Alright, this is going to be the fixed key echoing melody, and then the unfulfilled dreams. Now these 2 are going to be very important for her. When Daiyan has tuning, alright, this is going to be, again, the ability to get the crit rate and critical damage if you use a second skill. Increase mobility by 1 tile. Ideally you want to have this so that she can move even more. And then 3 Confectants index at the start of battle is going to allow her to use the second skill even more. Ideally these 2 is going to be crucial. And the third one, I recommend going for this particular one. Alright, if Daiyan's mobility is higher than the target's, which most of the time you are going to have that, you will gain 1 stack of tuning before using an active attack. I highly recommend getting this one. You know what? I will be getting that as well. Now this one I don't recommend as much. This other one, each point of additional mobility before the attack, critical rate increased by 10%. This one is not really needed because Daiyan is going to get a lot of critical rate from her tuning. Alright, 1 tuning is going to give you 3% of critical rate and critical damage. So you can get like 30% of crit rate and crit damage easily throughout the battle. So you don't have to worry about her crit rate or crit damage as much. And for these other 2, you don't really need this as much unless you're fighting against a boss that you are trying to cleanse a lot of buffs out from them. But you got to check out the boss if the buffs can be cleansed or not. Alright, so make sure you guys watch that carefully. Now the lasting legacy, after using Qing Sheng Harmony, if a kill occurs, this HP recovers 20% of max HP. I don't think this is needed as well if you use her with Swarmy. Like I feel like this is a bit of a waste, right? Ideally, giving her shield is better than recovering her HP. You don't want her to be low to begin with. Now last but not least, we also have this one. Alright, this one is pretty cool. Crit rate 5%, at the start of action, gains movement up 1, which is like you get even more mobility for 1 turn. I think this is pretty cool, alright, for her. If you need her to move the entire map, she has the ability to do so. So Daiyan currently is the highest mobility character in the game right now. That's going to be where she shines. Now obviously, I don't really recommend you to go like for extra V, alright, if you're trying to get fortification, but if you are trying to go for the best budget one, her V4 is going to be where it gets like insane power spikes, alright? So if the number of tuning stacks is greater than 5, increase damage dealt by 40%. This is like insane. Stability damage dealt to the attacker before taking targeted damage increased by 2 points, initial damage multiplier increased by 30%. So if you want to go like crazy, if you are a whale, then 4 copies. If not, just 1 copy is more than enough. You don't need extra V1, V2 unlike Swarmy or Macchiato. So she is a pretty friendly, free-to-play friendly, I would say, character to get. And also, let me equip this first. Let's talk a little bit more about her weapon choices. Now, you have a couple of, she's quite flexible in terms of weapon. I recommend Planeta. Planeta is going to be a very good one for Tololo, but I like this ability here, alright? When a kill is made or after this unit's extra action, which she will have, damage dealt by active skills increased by 4%, stacks up to 5 times, alright? But if you don't have this one, you can also use, of course, her weapon is going to be the best in slot, right? But I don't really recommend pulling for that. You'll be spending too much getting her to work. She doesn't really need this specifically, but if you want, this is going to be her best in slot. But if you don't have the Planeta and you don't have this particular weapon, Heavy Strings, then the Battle Pass weapon, Guerno, is going to be pretty good. Alright, so you can see I have that on Shakri, this particular one. It's not bad, alright? Guerno is going to be a decent option, so I would highly recommend this if you don't have any other option. Now, again, if you don't have any of these, you're super free to play, you don't have any good weapons, probably the best one is going to be her 4-star exclusive, which is, what is it called? Let me see. The Type 95. Alright, so this is going to be perhaps the best 4-star weapon for her. Alright, so at the start of the unit section, if there's leftover movement points, increase next instance of damage dealt by 10%. Now this one is actually not bad. It's not that far behind from Guerno or any of the other 5-stars one, but I feel like this might only work notably for her, whereas for Planeta, Guerno, or even Golden Melody, if you have any of those 3, those are going to be much more efficient, right? Because early on you don't want to build 4 stars, leveling up weapon is kind of expensive in this game as well, right? So try to save your resources and be smart with it, right? Last but not least, attachments. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are aware by now that she is a character that specializes in physical damage. Alright, her skill 2 gives her tuning, her ultimate skill right here, she does physical damage right here, and her skill 1 is a physical damage as well. So I know a lot of people say that physical damage is not as good as elemental damage, but actually there's a little bit of advantage if you use a physical damage dealer, because every single character's basic attack are actually physical damage, right? So if you look at even Shakri, her basic attack is going to be physical, right? So that's one thing to consider, which is why she is going to be, she has a little bit of an advantage which many players don't talk about, is going to be on her attachments. Alright, she is going to be able to benefit from this particular attachment, the ballistic boost. Alright, I highly recommend this particular one. This is going to be very good for her. Alright, when dealing physical damage, the damage is increased by 20%. So because she cannot do elemental damage, I don't recommend going to the phase strike one. So this is going to be the best in slot for her. I'm still trying to farm, trying to get the best substats. So you want to go with attack boost and flat attack. That is going to be the priority for her. Again, crit rate and crit damage is not that good in this game compared to attack boost, number 1. Number 2, she doesn't need those as much because of her ability to be able to perform tuning. As you can see earlier in battle, she literally gets a lot of crit rate and critical damage from this. This is going to be, you only need 70% crit rate on her, and you can get 100% crit rate in battle easily, right? So you don't need crit rate and crit damage as much. Prioritize on attack boost and the flat attack. That's going to be much more beneficial for her. Alright, so with that being said, I think I pretty much covers everything that we need to know about Daiyan. If you guys think I missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, and I hope this video is helpful for some of you guys who are looking to build Daiyan in either a team right now, or maybe you just love her design and you're trying to maximize her potential of what she can do. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of her character as a whole. As per usual, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for more Girls Frontline 2 video. As per usual, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. Have a nice day. Goodbye.